So, last episode we finished up doing the shifter with the boot and the pineapple grenade. So now today we're going to move on to episode 3, and it's going to be the gauge clusters, okay? So what I did was I got engine, tack, speedometer, oil temp, and oil pressure of the gauges are going to run. We may need different lights and switches, like toggle switches. I'm going to get the cool ones with the red, like you're lighting a missile up or something, who knows, right? But all in due time. So I'll show you in a bit. Made a template. Let's just get right at it. Let's go. I'm ready. Are you? This is the idea that I have. And you can't tell here, but this part here with the brown, I want that to be recessed in. So we need to cut a couple of layers of sheet. I'll use some of the thicker ones that I have, maybe some small metal rod that I have to make that diameter so this pops out so that sits in more. So see if we can make that happen today. All right, so instead of trying to fight to match this up and then get templates in place, I think what we're gonna do is just rip this down the middle and peel it back and get rid of this piece altogether. And then we can just start fresh and clean up the metal and get going with it. See these 2 bolts. These were to stop the handle, the tire from turning too far when it's at rest. I had to figure out what I want to do. This obviously I don't want to keep 2 bolts. I think it'll look goofy. I am going to leave a little gap right here because I don't know when I run the throttle if I want to run it to the inside here or on the outside there. So we will leave a little gap, and that'll be something easy to fill in once we get final design on that type of stuff done. So we just get out the flapper wheel and we'll smooth all this out real quick. All right, cool. We'll mark out our templates now and cut those out. Almost forgot him. I just can't use a jigsaw, man. Ugh. All right, let's cut it. Let's cut it all out now. Okay, is a little toasty. So obviously we're going to refine that, but that'll give us a starting point. All right, so marked it. We're just going to trim the top off a little bit, and then we're ready to start on the next piece. All right, so we got that first one, that's the one that represents the frame. This one is going to be the first insert for the actual gauge cluster. Now I thought about doing that bar around there, but I actually think if I just do 2 layers of this one, that'll give me enough of a recess to get the look that I want. So I'm about to cut the inner part, right? All right, so this is the first piece that we cut out. So we're just gonna clamp on here. I'm gonna refine these edges so I can get to a welding point, and kind of tack this one into place, clean up these inside edges, and then we'll be ready to start laminating the other ones on it. All right, so we're gonna just gonna tack this piece in. So those welds are in. We're gonna grind that down, get the other pieces on there, and tack those in too. And then we're gonna drill the holes for the center of the gauges. All right, go. Right, so the backer piece, right? That's gonna help build the depth up. What I did was I did holes, drilled holes through them so we can spot weld on the back side. And then that way this becomes one piece. Then this will be welded onto the frame on top of that piece that we just did. So. Gotta take our time, space out the welds so we don't warp this like crazy. So let's do it. All right, all the welds are in. Time to just clean them up. Just a little bit of tweaking to get her nice and flat. Alright, so time to drill the holes for the gauges, the part I've been dreading the most. So if I mess this up, I gotta redo the whole piece. Okay, wish me luck. Oh, wonder why. Sitting there going like, wow, why is it? Lost its grip. Oh, and then the bit fell out. Yeah. Wonder what that set screw was. It's almost through too. So we can get that fished in there the right way. Yeah, and a 1,000 here. Yeah, a set screw on the side. Guess I should have tightened it, huh? Let's see, almost through it. You can see it through on one part. Alright, so I'm gonna get back to you. Come on, I just effing tightened it. Right? Yeah, I can't believe it took me 5 hours to do this. Stupid stuff like this keeps happening. I thought I got that. It is. Alright, there's one. Finally. So hopefully I cut it right. Like straight. Alright, I'm gonna try to cut the rest of these and get back to you. It's the next day. I had a really hard time getting the holes put in. I don't even want to talk about it, but they're done. So one thing I was thinking about last night though is this doesn't have enough of a recess that I wanted. So what my idea to remedy that is, instead of adding more layers, it's just becoming a wicked pain. I taped the metal rod to the front, the way it's nice and flat. And then I cut a strip and I kept the factory edge so it'll be nice and straight, because I'm freehand cutting this with the wheel. So obviously it's not perfectly straight, but this edge is. So this edge is going to sit on the inside. We have the depth because the metal the metal wire is there. And then we'll back weld this and I can grind it down and smooth it. And then, so when that's done, we're going to have a reveal the width of the wire here, and then what I can do is just I'll be able to work mud on that, just kind of give it that little bit of a bump out, taper that out, and I think that'll work pretty good. Or I can just do a solid bead right around it and really let it be pronounced, and I won't know that until we finish everything. So we have the straight edge here. end up having to do some face welds, but no big deal. They'll be covered with mud, right? So if you can see that, it worked good. Really happy. Put it against the trike, fits nice and flat. So now we're gonna have to, you know, we're gonna rework this now, because obviously that's not gonna fit right in now because we added that thickness of the sheet metal there. So let me get to work refining and get that to fit in. We're almost near the end. All right. So I think I got her in the right spot. I hope. So we're gonna start tacking her in. Makes me happy. All right, let me tell you something. I don't have a lot of the right tools. That was an ungodly amount of work to make this happen. I am super happy with the results, which I'll show you in a moment. All right, so I got it all tacked in. I got it ground down-ish. I refined the sides, but I'm leaving them a little bit long because I don't know if I'm marrying more sheet metal and I want it to butt against it or over, so I'm not sure. So I left it a little long so I can play with that later. I did take the 2 bolts out that were up top. I got all the gauges in, the centerpiece. And this will either have bolts on the back side or, you know, I could do a nut here and there. But there it is. This is going to be feathered with Bondo, right? Just to kind of blend that out, and then that'll be nicely recessed in. I mean, there's a couple spots where it's not 100% exact. I'll give you a quick tour. All right, there we go. You know, a couple nuances, you know, a few things here or there aren't right, but it's a handmade piece, right? For some chubby guy in his garage trying to do some stuff, so. All right, I am glad that's done. That was a lot of work, like a lot of work. Super happy with the results though. So that concludes episode number 3. I have to order a couple things for the front end, for the pedals, in order to go on with the rest of the front. But we can shift to the back of the trike now and take care of the fenders. What I mean by fenders is the side skirting and then the tail lights. So those will be different episodes unto themselves. So as always, keep creating, people, all right? And remember, stuff I make may not be perfect, but it's good enough for me. And anything you make, just make sure it's good enough for you too, okay? All right, till the next time, be good, bye.